The 2025 MotoGP world has shaken up the racing world once again, not only because of Marc Márquez's stunning performance at the German GP, sweeping all sessions, but also because of Pedro Acosta's scathing comments accusing Marquez of causing Ducati's development stagnation. During an appearance on a Spanish sports television program, the young KTM rider delivered sharp criticism directly targeting the heart of the Ducati project. Will Acosta's comments spark internal conflict in the 2025 MotoGP? Let's discuss. The weekend at the Sachsenring truly belonged to Marquez. The rider nicknamed Baby Alien demonstrated his superiority from the start. He dominated the free practice session, maintaining a consistent pace in various weather conditions. During qualifying in wet conditions, Marquez secured pole position with a nearly perfect lap, showcasing a blend of courage, precision, and world-class racing instincts. This confidence carried over into the sprint race, where Marquez combined his signature aggression with measured patience. He made clinical overtakes, defended intelligently, and ultimately secured a victory that cemented his status as the master of the Sachsenring. However, the pinnacle of Marquez's dominance came in Sunday's main race. With the track still slippery from the previous night's rain, riders had to be extra cautious. Only 10 of the 18 riders finished the race, which speaks to the challenging conditions. Marquez, on the other hand, performed nearly flawlessly. Not only did he avoid mistakes, he also controlled the race at an unstoppable pace. One victim of this tough race was Pedro Acosta, who crashed and did not finish. This frustration apparently set the stage for his controversial post-race statement, in which he criticized Marquez. Above all, Marquez's decisive victory at the Sachsenring confirmed one thing: the king is back, and he's not finished yet. Hours after the race, Acosta appeared as a guest on a Spanish television talk show about MotoGP. The mood was initially relaxed and humorous, but it suddenly turned serious when the topic turned to Marquez's dominance with Ducati. That's when Acosta made a comment that immediately shook the paddock: Marc Márquez. If Ducati leaves its development entirely in his hands, they're digging themselves a hole, he said sharply and without hesitation. According to Acosta, decision to rely too heavily on Marquez was a mistake. He believes the Borgo Panigale manufacturer is now too busy pleasing the 8-time world champion to the point of ignoring the important feedback of other riders. To him, the Desmosedici GP25 has become a bike designed solely to support Marquez's aggressive riding style, and not for the benefit of the team as a whole. Acosta asserted that the bike is no longer for the team. It's a bike for one person. Everything, from the chassis to the electronics to the engine, is tailored to allow Marquez to reign supreme. The rest, they're just calendar accessories, nothing more. The controversial comments spread quickly and went viral within hours. Social media was immediately flooded with heated debate. Marquez fans reacted strongly, calling Acosta jealous and ignorant. However, many also praised Acosta's courage, seeing him as a symbol of a young rider unafraid to speak out, even against one of the most influential figures in MotoGP history. A war of opinions was inevitable. Some observers dismissed Acosta's remarks as the jealous cries of an inexperienced rookie, but many others viewed them as an honest reflection on the potentially dangerous direction of Ducati's grand project. Although there has been no official statement from the Ducati team, several Spanish media outlets have reported that the manufacturer based in Borgo Panigale has chosen to remain silent amid a storm of public opinion, as if holding its breath. They have shifted their attention to the next race. However, Pedro Acosta's scathing comments on Spanish television raise a serious and intriguing question: is Ducati now too reliant on Marc Márquez? Some MotoGP observers believe that Marquez is more than just a rider. He has become the main driver of the Desmosedici's development. Since his arrival, the bike's character has changed drastically, becoming more aggressive in corner entry, more stable under deep braking, and better suited to Marquez's extreme riding style, which seems to dance on the edge of gravity. This transformation has indeed boosted the team's performance, but not without a price. Several other Ducati riders have struggled to adapt to the bike's development, which now leans more toward Marquez's riding style. Francesco Bagnaia, the world champion for the past 2 seasons, is reportedly losing his footing. He no longer seems as dominant as in previous seasons. He has lost his sharpness when attacking corners, and he has seemed to lack confidence in recent races. Some analysts have noted Bagnaia's body language in the closed paddock and his increasingly frustrated facial expressions. Amid the pressure of results and expectations, signs of a crisis began to emerge within the defending champion's camp. One thing was undeniable: Marc Márquez was delivering concrete results. Since the start of the 2025 season, he has won 10 sprint races and 7 full races, a record that has stunned his rivals and thrilled Ducati fans. He now leads the standings by more than 100 points over his nearest rival, a gap that is almost unthinkable in the modern MotoGP era, asterisk for Ducati. He is more than just a rider. He is the most timely gift in the team's modern history, said Ducati CEO Claudio Domenicali with pride. However, Marquez's dominance is starting to feel like a wall blocking the growth of a new generation, especially for his rivals, such as Pedro Acosta. The Sachsenring, with its legendary left-hand turns, is a goldmine for Marquez. Now, he dominates not just the track, but also the technical direction and decision-making in motorcycle development. And therein lies the problem. For Acosta, Marquez's dominance isn't just about speed on the track, it's also about how one rider can shift the balance of power behind the scenes in MotoGP. Acosta and Marquez represent two contrasting eras in MotoGP history. Marquez was the icon of the 2010s, an aggressive rider with incredible speed and an unwavering mentality. He symbolized dominance, high risk, and absolute victory. Meanwhile, Acosta emerged as the new face of the 2020s: fast, honest, astute at reading situations, and open about anything, including rivalries on the track. However, it was precisely these differences in character and generation that heated up the paddock. Acosta arrived with a spirit of renewal, eager to carve out a space for himself and his generation. But the space is still dominated by a large, enduring shadow, Marquez. When there's not enough space for two equally bright suns, friction becomes inevitable. A clash of egos, ambitions, and interests is only a matter of time. This season hasn't ended yet, but one thing is undeniable: MotoGP 2025 has transcended the boundaries of a speed competition. It has become an arena for narrative warfare, a battle of egos, characters, and influence. Marc Márquez, the maestro of the track, leads with absolute dominance. He doesn't say much. His actions speak for themselves. He defeats one opponent after another with precision and determination. In contrast, Pedro Acosta, the fearless youngster, has chosen a different path: a war of words. Through TV broadcasts, sharp interviews, and outspoken comments, he has challenged the narrative that Marquez has dominated thus far. Now, their duel is no longer limited to the racetrack. It's a battle across mediums, from the hot asphalt to the television screen, from the victory podium to public opinion. The question now is, how will Marquez respond? Will he remain silent, letting his engines roar and lap times speak for him? Or is he preparing the ultimate response, an undeniable victory on the next track? Let us know your thoughts below.